it's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel. Tap the notification bell. I would appreciate it majorly. So, nobody will watch this video, but, I saw this New York Post article about, Carlos Maza, I think is his name. This dude who was in the beef with Steven Crowder, and the whole Vox Adpocalypse happened, and basically it prompted YouTube to act and change their policy and basically get more, proactive in terms of screening content and stuff, And back when this was going on, I had this crazy idea. Wasn't long after that I think that Project Veritas, had something going on with YouTube too. They had some employee who was claiming to be like a whistleblower and exposing how YouTube and Google would, basically play favorites and put some persons into certain categories so that they wouldn't show up in search results and stuff like that. And at the time, to me, it seemed like I can get rid of that. I almost threw that away, by the way. I was so close to trashing it. Maybe I should have. At the time, I made a video saying, to me, it seemed like it was all contrived, and that it was all it seemed too perfect, and that because I'm absolutely convinced that this is, that Trump. One of the ways he controls everything is that he just makes sure that basically all the opposition is handpicked by himself. It's controlled opposition. I hate these stupid terms, that people use, about conspiracies and stuff like that. But that's true, absolutely. And I'm not going to name them here. I could name at least 30, 40 people that routinely are on TV claiming to be in opposition to Trump, both Democrats and Republicans, and yet they're actually with him. And so that when he needs somebody to come to his defense at a particular moment, when he really needs somebody who would have credibility because they're his opposition, supposedly, he calls on that person. And I've seen it just over and over and over. This is similar, but basically what I proposed in my video, and I don't even have it up here, you can search for it if you want. What I was proposing was that they had in place, Trump had, because I do believe that there's certain people at YouTube that are sort of paid under the table or paid, to help them, help screen their competitors, help censor their competitors, people like me. Obviously, I'm here to sort of bitch and complain, even though I don't even care anymore. I mean, if you watch my videos or my channel, you can I think you can see that I would like my channel to flourish and stuff like that, but I'm okay. I'm okay with where things are. I'm happy with my opinion. I mean, that's what I want to have, my opinions right, and if I got that right, then I'm cool, But I mean, that's how I notice this stuff, is because I see it happening to me. I see that, the amount of effort I put into the channel, and even with content that sucked, it would be doing better, than it is. But basically, what the plan was to have people in place, people that you were paying under the table or whatever, it was basically part of your team inserted inside of Google that would become part of the new team to basically screen new content. So you have like you have the controlled opposition in place. Then just create this hula, this uproar over this feud between this gay journalist and Steven Crowder, who basically over time just said things that they weren't even like free speech things, they were just being ultra nasty and mean, and that's what almost made me think that it's on purpose. Like it doesn't have anything to do with any kind of philosophical debate about anything. It's just one person being super nasty and mean to another person, and Steven Crowder's super smart, man, super smart, and I just still wouldn't think that he would do that. And unless it was intentional. And I believe it was. And I believe this guy is totally in on it, totally. And then after that, all the content that would be screened, it would be screened by people that are basically pro-Trump, that are in on, working with Trump. And they could screen conservative content that is basically in opposition to Trump. And that's a very powerful, valuable weapon to the Trump team. That just allows you to basically, control and eliminate, all your opposition within the conservative argument, and so I think this whole thing was totally fake. And so why I'm bringing this up now is because there's a New York Post article that's basically saying that this person who basically, is supposedly on the other side of the political spectrum and is kind of like a super, have like a Bernie type beliefs of socialism and stuff like that, but he's very wealthy. Whereas his mom ultimately, I believe, married, I'm fairly certain, and his stepdad is like super wealthy. And his stepdad is, let me make sure, because his mom, I think she was a secretary actually, or just a low-level employee. His mom is Vivian Maza. His name is Carlos Maza. And they in this article, and I'm not going to go through it because I don't care. They document various properties that he's attached to or connected to, I guess, that has, was living at in Florida and in Manhattan that are very, very extremely, not even $1 million homes, but a $7.1 million pad in the Upper West Side purchased under an LLC that's somehow connected to this individual. But his mother, Vivian Maza, was one of the first employees at Ultimate Software, a Florida-based behemoth, which now employs more than 5,000 people, starting in 1990 as an office manager. She ultimately rose to become the group's chief people officer in 2004. In addition to her day job, Vivian Maza also developed a very close personal relationship with the company's founder, Scott Scherr. It's so close that an independent assessment of the company in 2016 cited the relationship as a corporate governance concern. I think they were just romantically involved because he ends up marrying her, I believe. The report said they believe the pair to be more than just coworkers and have a familial relationship. The two later became engaged, and the couple has lived together for years, with Scherr being a de facto stepfather to Carlos. Well, if he's married to his mom, he is a stepfather to him, and he's just super wealthy. And then they go through various public records show Vivian Maza, Scott Scherr, and Carlos Maza, and sister Isabel all registered to vote at a 5-bedroom, 8-bathroom waterfront palace in Boca Raton, Florida. That's Trump territory, man. That's totally Trump country. The property sold in 2018 for $10.8 million, according to realty website Zillow. I wonder if that's going to show me how they voted. Particularly Scott Scherr. It doesn't matter. Believe me, these guys are so smart. You think they're going to be like, and they're all Democrats. They're all Democrats. Democratic Party, Democratic Party, Democratic Party. In my opinion, that whole thing was a farce, and it was set up exactly the way I said. This guy is a billionaire in Boca Raton, Florida. I don't know how close that is to West Palm Beach. Doesn't matter. If it's not, then then I'm wrong. Please give me a break. And he just sold. He's retiring as CEO of that company, which just sold for $11 billion. He's if he's not a billionaire, which he is, he's super rich. That's him right there. He founded the company. It's a payroll services software company. Really valuable space. Scott Scherr, who founded Ultimate Software, one of South Florida's most successful technology companies, will retire January 1st. He just retired, actually. The Weston-based company announced Wednesday. Adam Rogers, who has been co-CEO with Scherr since the company went private in April through an $11 billion sale, will become CEO on January 1st. Ultimate Software employs 1,650 people in Weston. Where's Weston, Florida? Is that the Panhandle? I don't think it is. I don't know where it is. No, it's right outside Miami. You know, that's my theory. I think these two, Carlos Maza and Steven Crowder, and others, Project Veritas, whatever. It's all a farce, you know. But they were in on it together, and that whole Vox Adpocalypse was just a way for Trump to control, you know, opposing voices within the conservative side of the argument, and that's the story there, dude. That is the story there. All right, thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. And I will see you in the next video. Later, man.